Okay, so in this video, I've noticed as I went through grading and looking at some of your work, you are having a major issue understanding the quadratic formula. And it's something that even if you can't do the correct math, you should be able to set it up correctly. And you people that are actually doing the work, you're not able to set it up correctly. The other people who are having an issue are the people who are using photo math. I'm noticing a lot of photo math. I can tell when photo math is used. I have photo math too. I can go and check those answers. So please try to learn this material. So let's look at the quadratic formula itself. And the quadratic formula works to solve any quadratic out there. And here's where we start at. We're going to make all of our quadratics be set equal to 0. So here's your first step. You're going to set every quadratic equal to 0. So that means if you have numbers on this side, they have to move over. And I'm going to do examples like that in a second where I show you that. But now, once we do that, we're going to identify variables A. I'm going to keep my A's red, my B's blue, and my C's, I'm going to make those purple. So in every one of my problems, I'm going to identify A, B, and C. And I'm going to use this formula that says this. To find any x, x is equal to the opposite of B plus or minus the square root of, we take B and we square it, minus 4 times the A variable times C. And then we take all of this and divide it by 2A. So even if you can't do the math for this, I want to see problems set up correctly like this. So let's look at an example. In this problem, we have x squared minus 11x plus 24 equals 0. Notice, this is already set up. It's already set equal to 0. And so all I have to do is identify the variables of a, b, and c. Well, my a is in front of x squared. It's always in front of the x squared. There is no term here. So we're going to always put a term. When no term is present, we're going to put a 1. So that means my a equals 1. My b is in front of the x, and that's equal to negative 11. And my c is this term without the x, and that's equal to 24. So when I set this up now, using the formula, x is equal to the opposite or negative b. The opposite of b here is positive 11. You just flip the sign on b, plus or minus the square root of b squared. So that's going to be negative 11 squared minus 4 times a times c. Which is all of this right here. All of that divided by 2 times a. And now all I'm doing is I can clean things up inside of this right here. So I'm going to clean things up inside of here. I'm going to take negative 11 squared first. So that means that x is equal to 11 plus or minus the square root of. Negative 11 squared is a positive 121. Then I'm going to work on cleaning up just this part right here. And that's 4 times 1 times 24. And that'll be equal to, and I'm going to leave this sign right there, a negative. And 4 times 1 times 24 is equal to 96. And I'm going to divide all of that by 2 times 1, which is 2. So then we work on cleaning this inside part up even further. Now we're going to do 121 divided by 96. 121 minus 96. And that's just equal to 25. So this inside part inside of here is really just 25. And so now here's what I have. I have x is equal to 11 plus or minus the square root of 25 on the inside, divided that by 2. And I know that the square root of 25 is just the number 5. So what I really have, x is equal to 11 plus or minus the square root of 5 divided by 2. Now, this plus or minus means I have two solutions. And here's how I'm going to write those. X is equal to 11 plus 5 divided by 2. Or X can be equal to 11 minus 5 divided by 2. And I know when I do this, then I can see my two solutions are going to be 11 plus 5, which means that X is equal to 16 divided by 2, which is really equal to 8, or 11 minus 5, which is 6 divided by 2, or is equal to 3.